welcome for another review on my channel. So this time I'm going to do an up-to-date film, and I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Barbie film. Now, I've only watched the film once because it's brand new, so I'm not going to be able to do a scene-by-scene breakdown like I do on some of my films, or some of my TV shows, not all of them. I'm just going to give an overall opinion of what I felt about this, and then maybe later on I'll do more of a deep dive, scene by scene, analyse the meaning. Um, so I really wanted to see this for two reasons. One, when as a young little girl, I just adored my Barbies. It just made Christmas just the most magical and amazing time for me. I was excited. Remember one Christmas in particular, I was getting Party Pink Barbie, Perfume Pretty Barbie. I was getting a camper van. I was looking out for them on the film. Also, I know Greta Gerwig was heavily inspired by a lot of classic movies, and I love my classic movies, as you'll know if you watch The Garland Gab. So, um, so basically, the film is about so Barbie is in her Barbie land world where everything is, like fantasized, nothing's real. All the women are powerful, they're living, perfect lives, but the males, such as Ken, are secondary. Now, and then Barbie has an existential crisis, and she later finds out that somebody has been playing with her and drawing her and imparting their moods onto her. And then she goes into the real world, okay, to sort of find out what's going on, and she takes Ken with her. So my favourite scenes were actually the opening scenes in the Barbie world, because it was just, they weren't the most meaningful scenes. They weren't sending too much. Well, actually, they were sending a bit of a message that Barbie was created so girls could play with powerful women who aren't necessarily babies. Um, just the fact, just the Barbie on her tiptoes. I always remember that. The different like settings, the different Barbies. There was Skipper there. I had a Skipper. I'm too young to know Midge and Alan, who did make an appearance in this. They were in the 60s, before my time. Um, but I loved all of that. The fact that, she could just float down from her house onto the ground, because she used to do that, you Barbie. Just go, oh, go on, you go there, Barbie. You go there. Sometimes she pretend to walk her or dance her, dance with Ken and some, these things. And I just loved all that, and it was real fun. It was, took me right out of the real world. And then the highlight of Ken's day is basically getting a smile or hello from Barbie, and that is basically his existence. All the girls, the girl bosses. So Margot Robbie plays stereotypical Barbie, a typical blonde, beautiful, leggy, shapely Barbie. And we've got others, we've got President Barbie, we've got Writer Barbie, we've got Mermaid Barbie, played by Dua Lipa. We have Emma Mackey in there, who looks like Margot Robbie. We have, forgot her name. She's Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, plays the journalist. In fact, half the cast of Sex Education are in this. So, yeah. The scene where she has the house party and she's dancing away, and then Ken comes along, he passes his drink, and, he does his little, dance thing. Ryan Gosling's face makes me howl on that. The fact they've got nothing in the cups. Again, anyone playing, with your Barbies, having a tea party, there's nothing in the cups. Everything like that, girls' night, everything. That's what you do, is have your Barbies, have a girls' night. I loved all that, but it was in the middle of the party where Margot Robbie's stereotypical Barbie suddenly asked, do you ever feel like, do you ever think of dying? And she goes to say, weird Barbie. Again, I had a Barbie that I did deface a little bit. I don't know why. You just start, I think it was the creativity. You start, cutting its hair, drawing on it, giving it big lipstick, put it in the bath, wash its hair so its hair would go everywhere. And she tells her that, there's something going on with the child who's playing with you. And Margot Robbie has a vision. And something to do with the little girl, and she's been put in the Barbie's been put in a box. So when she gets into the real world, Ken goes with her accidentally. I like the scene where they're travelling in the boats on the rockets. I saw clips of this being filmed in a world where everything's so CGI heavy. It was nice to see actual practical sets that were meant to look fake. You know, they're meant to look like cardboard and things like that. That was quite fun. Um, I kind of really like the sets in this for those reasons. Then we get into the real world and everything's different. Males are ruling everything. And this, yeah, I understand this is a feminist take on, how, on the patriarch system and how women have had to fight so much for all these years. It's hard, I'm not going to lie. But I do think things are better now. I mean, I don't know about everywhere, but I know in my world there's a lot of, women in powerful roles and everything. And so Barbie takes that away from this, and she's like really horrified. What she sees where he's Ken becomes a little bit of a villain, spoiler, and he becomes completely empowered. And he takes this back to Barbie's world, and all the men take over Barbie's world, and all the female Barbies are, complying with the men and, passing them beers and doing everything they say. How things used to be, years ago. But there's a scene that makes me laugh. After they're being on the roller skates and they're looking for things, they come across these builders. And if this film was made years ago, Barbie says, I don't have a vagina, and Ken says, I don't have a penis. If it was made years ago and you had building type men, stereotypes, it'd have been a joke. Do you know what I mean? It'd have been like, oh, what weirdos. Now it was completely made, completely normal to them. So they were basically like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Because we do live in an age where, there's a lot of gender fluidity and, a lot of gender norms. Still not completely there, but, we are getting there. And so Barbie eventually tracks down the kids, but it eventually turns out that it's the kid's mother who works for Mattel, who is, makes Barbie. She's been struggling, she's been drawing different Barbies with different thoughts, and that's what's been going into Barbie's stereotypical Barbie's minds. And so they I can't remember fully what they have to do to reverse that, but then there's a scene in Mattel where the chase Will Ferrell, who's the head, the CEO, he is trying to get Barbie in a box, but she and the young girl and the mum, played by the girl who plays Ugly Betty, they run away to escape, and he chases after them. They chase all the way back to Barbie Land, and that's where Barbie discovers that the men are now running the system, and she's heartbroken. And they eventually have to form a plan to bring each individual Barbie back to where they were to then reverse it. And then I think one of the highlights of the film is Ken Solo by Ryan Gosling. I'm Just Ken, which is, it's painful but comedic at the same time. And Ryan Gosling does give a hilarious moving performance in this film. He sends it up, and I know it's not to be taken. It's got serious messages, but not the whole sort of aspects of the film not to be taken too seriously. So eventually, it works out, that they're equal, blah blah blah. So there is a feminist point there. There is that whole speech from, I forgot the actress's name, the one who plays Ugly Betty, plays the mum. I should know it. She gives that whole big massive speech about what it is to be a woman. You've got to be a mother, but you've got to not, talk about your kids. This. I understand. I get it. It's hard. I've not got kids, so I don't have to worry about that. But the whole chance of being dependent, but still be dependent on people. You still need to depend on people. You've got to work. You've got to do this. It's hard. You've got to care about people. Even if you've got kids, you might have other caring aspects. So there is a meaning there. This definitely, incorporates a lot of diversity, and Anyone who's watched my and just like that reviews will say how I feel like it's forced into us and just like that. It is here right there in this as well, but it doesn't feel too forced. It feels like it belongs there. Because you do get variety of Barbies now. But anyway, Ken finally accepts that he's Kenough, and eventually, spoiler, Barbie goes back to the real world, and it ends with the line, "I'm here to see my gynecologist." So she has clearly now got a vagina, and that's the ending of it. Like I said, this is just a quick review. So did I enjoy Barbie? I did enjoy Barbie, especially the first half. I did take away the message it was given. I appreciate the message that was given, but I didn't enjoy it as much once it got into the real world because there's a lot of films sort of giving out that message, a lot of TV shows. I kind of enjoyed that little fantasy part with the and the nods to the classic movies. You know, the opening scene is, you know, a nod to 2001 Space Odyssey. So I did enjoy it. Would I give it 10 out of 10? No, because it wasn't completely flawless. There were a few problems. And even some of the scenes where, you know, there is a feminist touch, it's told to us rather than shown us by the big bulks of dialogues. It's told to us. Sometimes it's nice to be shown, you know, show don't tell. But you know, I do recommend Barbie if you just want to go and watch something fun. And again, hopefully, I will be able to deep dive into it a bit further down the line. So, thanks again for watching. As always, if you could subscribe to my channel, pass it on to your friends, family, anyone you think will enjoy these reviews. I'm still sort of new, and I mean, I do the Garl and Gab, so I'm experienced on that, but doing it by myself is still new to me. Um, so I'm still learning, and if you could like this video, leave me some comments what you thought of Barbie, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of my future content. Thank you. Bye.